Party-led government is still steadily progressing in its efforts to address what he termed as the bread and butter issues confronting ordinary citizens. Minister Gavwan also assured Liberians that the government is tirelessly working to ease the economic constraints for long-term growth. He hinted that economic management requires consistent effort without pause, while vowing that the government will do all to ensure economic stability. According to Minister Gavwan, the government's top priorities are tackling barriers to economic growth and job creation through investment in infrastructure and energy. The finance boss highlighted ongoing road developments, which he says are helping to mitigate challenges associated with travel and commerce across the country. Minister Gavwan emphasized that the Unity Party administration is more focused on solving problems than responding to critics. The President Emeritus of the Liberia Council of Churches, Bishop Kotu Brown, has attributed Liberia's age-old challenges to what he described as laziness and the inability of leaders to think outside the box in addressing the country's numerous problems. The General Overseer of the Water in the Desert Apostolic Pentecostal Church International argued that most Liberian leaders have a laid-back attitude and their primary objective of seeking state power is to only enrich themselves at the detriment of the citizens. Bishop Brown made the statement when he delivered a guest sermon at the Mother Digesty Stewart Apostolic Pentecostal Mission School on Sunday, August 31, 2025 in Brownsville City. Speaking on the theme, Bishop Brown cautioned students to prepare themselves for the challenges ahead, especially in a country where opportunities are limited. For the first time since its establishment in 2009, the Liberia Massacre Survivors Association Incorporated has publicly celebrated its 16th anniversary with a clarion call on the government of Liberia to consider reparation as key component of the establishment of the War and Economic Crime Squad, celebrating its 16th anniversary on Friday, August 29, 2025, under the theme Reflecting the Past, Demanding for Justice. The group program manager, Benedict Sonia, reminded the government that compensation for war victims is not a goodwill gesture, but a moral duty. According to Sonia, the umbrella Organization for Massacre Survivors has for too long been ignored by the government and other stakeholders, yet they remain vital to Liberia's post-conflict transition endeavor. The group called on the government to ensure it gets annual budgetary support in the amount of $250,000 United States dollars, beginning with the 2026 fiscal year budget. Benedict Sonia pointed out that the fund will capacitate the Liberia Massacre Survivors Association Incorporated to implement several projects, including the documentation of survivor testimonies, setting up a database of massacre sites across the 15 counties aimed at buttressing the effort of the Office for the Establishment of War and Economic Crimes Court for Liberia. For the smooth establishment of the court made it to the list of reasons for the budgetary support. Meanwhile, the Liberia Massacre Survivor Association Incorporated has reiterated its strong support for justice and accountability for war perpetrators. The group demands accountability for war crimes victims, pledging its support for the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court. Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, Sylvester Grispe, was laid to rest on Saturday, August 30, 2025, in Houston, Texas, following a solemn funeral service attended by family, friends, and officials of the government of Liberia, delivering a tribute on behalf of his father, President Joseph Numa Boakai Sr. Joseph Boakai Jr. recounted the president's 6-decade-long friendship with the late minister, which began during their days at the College of West Africa in Monrovia. President Boakai also recalled that after both men left government service in 2018, Grispe served as executive director of the Joseph Numa Boakai Foundation before returning to public service as Minister of State for Presidential Affairs. For his part, opposition leader Alexander Cummings, in his tribute, described Grispe as a man of profound intellect and a sharp political mind, and a tireless public servant. Akara's Moses Gray, former representative of Montserrat County Electoral District 8, has made known his preparedness to sacrifice his personal interests to ensure the opposition Congress for Democratic Change reclaims state power in the 2029 presidential and legislative elections. The District 8 former lawmaker rallies the collective support of the opposition community in the fight to emancipate Liberia from what he described as the misrule of the Unity Party despite their political differences. Gray believes that for Liberia to be emancipated, the opposition community must put aside all their differences and selfish motives and forge ahead for a singular goal, which is to democratically unseat the ruling Unity Party at the 2029 polls. The former lawmaker wants opposition political parties who have deferred with the CDC on policy matters to put their differences aside and join the effort to defeat the Unity Party at the ballot box. The CDC stalwart urged his party to initiate conversation with Senators Samuel Koga, Edwin Snow, and Amara Kone and other political parties to form a unity opposition bloc to defeat at the polls. The Student Unification Party, a student-based political party movement at the University of Liberia, has demanded the immediate resignation of the university's president, Dr. Laley Mapayan. The student political party has accused Dr. Mapayan of poorly handling affairs of the state-run University of Liberia. SUP said despite numerous promises made by Dr. Mapayan to reform the university, the issues of salary disparity among faculties, lack of internet and transportation services, including the deplorable condition of classrooms, among others, still remain unaddressed. Addressing a news conference at the weekend, SUP chairman Sylvester Wheeler said the latest decision by the UL faculty to disengage from academic activities underscores a neglect of issues affecting the well-being of the students on the part of the UL administration headed by Dr. Mapayan. Wheeler claimed that after 8 months of leadership, Dr. Lady Mapayan has fallen short of her promises to address these challenges which warrant her immediate resignation. Chairman Wheeler noted that students continue to face embarrassment while learning due to the dilapidated structures of the University of Liberia. The national chairman of the National Patriotic Party, George Moba, has broken silence on the recent eviction and demolition of the headquarters of the opposition Congress for Democratic Change in Congo Town. Moba described the incident as deeply unfortunate, but averred that the action was carried out within the confines of the law. In what has become a highly emotional and political charged event, the CDC, Liberia's largest opposition political party, was evicted from its Congo Town headquarters on Saturday, August 23, 2025, following a court order. The eviction has sparked a varied reaction from supporters across the country, with some calling it politically motivated, while others believe is a necessary application of the rule of law, especially amid growing calls for institutional transparency and enforcement of legal decisions. Speaking in Banga, Bon County over the weekend, Josh noted that while the incident was painful for many CDC supporters, the law must prevail. Despite the current political differences, the NPP chairman did not rule out the possibility of future collaboration with the CDC. Representative Fode Fambule has disclosed that the House of Representatives Joint Committee on Concession and Compliance Review has instructed China Union to deposit $1 million into the government of Liberia's revenue account as a sign of good faith in addressing long-standing arrears and unmet obligations to both the state and the local communities. Speaking following a preliminary hearing with the management of China Union, Representative Fambule emphasized that the payment is part of a broader process aimed at compelling concessionaires to live up to their financial and social responsibilities under existing agreements. The Bon County lawmaker noted that the committee's engagement with China Union marks the beginning of an intensive compliance review targeting concessionaires operating across Liberia. He stressed that financial arrears, delayed community development projects, and labor-related grievances have become persistent issues, especially in areas hosting large-scale concession operations. Representative Fambule added that during the concession, lawmakers raised serious concerns about the company's failure to meet key obligations, including the implementation of social development projects and the resolution of compliance from workers and contractors. He further revealed that the committee has scheduled a follow-up hearing with China Union, at which time the company must appear with its chief executive officer. At that time, the company will be required to present a copy of the official receipt confirming the $1 million deposit and provide comprehensive updates on local development initiatives K News Atu Emmanuel George. Good afternoon.